I'm Fran Lawrence. I live in the Woolen Mills. I've been here since 1975. I'm an active Democrat and have been so since I was born, I believe. I practice law here in Charlottesville, and so since Mike joined the sheriff's office in 1992, I've had an opportunity to sort of watch him grow in the job. The job of sheriff has a kind of schizophrenia to it that takes a very careful and delft touch. On the one hand, there's a law enforcement component. It's not about policing the streets, but it's about maintaining security in the courtroom, transportation of prisoners, administration as a member of the board of the Charlottesville-Albemarle Regional Jail. And in those circumstances, there's always the possibility of danger. And there's always the possibility of significant danger. And I think many of you in this room know that in the last 30 years, there have been instances in courtrooms where actually sheriffs and judges were shot. And so Mike brings that to the job, his knowledge of courtroom security, and he doesn't shortcut those things, and he does that carefully, he does that with attention, and he does that with courtesy. On the other hand, there's this kind of schizophrenia where Mike is responsible as the sheriff for the administration of the civil justice system. And that involves a lot of debtor-creditor issues. It involves the writs of possession and dispossessing people from their homes, who either because of non-payment of rent or bankruptcy. If there was ever a time in our history where we needed a sheriff who had compassion and sensitivity and the ability to know all the rules, then this is it. We're all in the middle of basically a period of depression and recession, and debtors' issues are going to be more and more prominent over the next 4 years in this city and elsewhere. And it's especially important to have somebody like Mike Baird in the chair. In the dispossession process, where a person, a tenant, loses their home, ultimately the judge gives an order to the sheriff basically to have them leave the home. And we've had a recent incident where that happened, and where Mike, as the leader of that team, made sure that every accommodation was made for the person, including contacting a relative to basically find a place to live. So this is an important time in our history of our city to have the best, most qualified, most competent sheriff, and it's my great honor and my great privilege to introduce to you Mike Baird, the next sheriff of the city of Charlottesville.
Good evening. I'm Mike Baird, and I want to thank Harry, Betty, and Fran for their kind words. I'm honored by their support and by their friendship. Thank you all. I want to say that in my 23 years of service, I have worked for several different sheriffs. I have watched each one build upon the strengths and successes of their predecessors. As a result, a culture of excellence has been fostered and nurtured within our Sheriff's Department, a culture that is particularly strong today. I've been especially proud to have worked for our current Sheriff, Kenia Johnson. She has done a marvelous job and deserves the thanks of all of us. Now, I hope to be the next sheriff. I want to be the one to lead the department to that next level of success and excellence. I'm here to tell you that I'm ready for that challenge. I've spent most of my adult life preparing for it. We start with many strengths. Our office contains some of the finest deputies in the state of Virginia. Deputies dedicated to ensure the well-being of our citizens. These deputies share in my dedication to public safety and human rights. Over the years, I've worked closely with our city administration, our city councilors, and members of our criminal justice community to build strong partnerships and to develop and improve services. I serve on the board of Offender Aid and Restoration, which assists offenders in returning to society. I also serve on the board of Triad, which educates law enforcement officers about the needs of our senior citizens. All of these assets will be a great assistance as we move forward. Of course, as we move forward, we will face numerous challenges. But as challenges greet us, we must embrace opportunity for innovation and improvement. I would be a sheriff who is constantly striving to improve this department and its services. A sheriff who will utilize advanced technology to keep our department on the cutting edge. I would be a sheriff who will always understand that people comes first and should take precedent over procedures as much as possible. I would be a sheriff who will uphold the highest standards of public safety and who will remain dedicated to public service in our community. And I would be a sheriff who understands that the Democrat Party is a great umbrella of shared interests and ideas. And with your help, I will continue to promote these ideas. Thank you all for everything you have done to make Charlottesville a better place. I ask for your support to be your next city sheriff. Thank you.